What's a podcast? And the timer has started. All right, welcome to the welcome to the Good Start podcast. Welcome to Immature Hour podcast. I'm John.
I'm Eric.
And I am Mark.
We're gonna just do kind of like a little impromptu thing today. I've got a 30-minute timer going, and we're just gonna kind of ramble off. I don't know, whatever's on our brain.
Yeah.
Go ramble on.
I was thinking it, but I was like, I'm not gonna go there. Thanks, Mark,
Cool.
for going there.
With 2 seconds, we're good.
Yeah.
No copyright law infringement. We're all good.
It was pretty dead on. Yeah, we dodged a bullet
I
there.
don't know. I thought Greta Van Fleet was pretty cool with people using that. Is that topical?
Oh,
Is it
it's so
enough?
topical.
Are we already starting on?
Have y'all seen that video of they interviewed Robert Plant about Greta Van Fleet? He's
No.
I did.
He's like, I fucking hate those kids because it came out of like a jealousy thing. 'Cause he's like, if like I could be young again and like do that shit. But he's like, that's totally bullshit that they're like, oh yeah, Aerosmith's our inspiration. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I have heard them say that, and that gives. I can't help but give the. Come on.
Like, come on. I think they finally admitted it, that they're like, okay, yeah, like we know there's Led Zeppelin influences, but they're like, just stop bringing it up. It's like, how can you?
In other no shit news, the sky is blue. Greta Van Fleet sounds like Zeppelin, and the sky is blue. Those are two truths that we have that you guys have now.
Well, this is one thing, and this was the biggest thing with Greta Van Fleet. The only way it ever came up is when my dad, who's 60 years old, decides to text message me, hey, have you heard these guys? Listen to Safari Song. I was like, Safari Song? What? Listen to it. Oh, you mean the bootleg immigrant song that we're going to go ahead and get right now. Gotcha.
You hear that migrant song?
I mean, like, I'm really torn about them. I think most people are too, because they do sound really good. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's recycled good in a way. And if they're on the radio, like, I'll crank it up all the way. But yeah, it's crazy how dead on it sounds like Zeppelin.
I have a hard time getting into it. Like, I've seen them play a couple times. I saw their performance on SNL, mm-hmm. and I don't know. It was this weird, like my brain couldn't connect that was coming out of that
this
dude's
child.
Body. It almost like my brain was like, no information on this.
Uh-huh.
Like, I couldn't, like, I couldn't like attach his body to that voice, and so it kept like it was fucking with me hard, because like I was like I knew that he was singing it, but my brain was just like, this guy's lip syncing. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way. And it was so weird. Like, it took me out of the experience. And
that's how I felt the first time I ever saw footage of Coheed and Cambria. Mm-hmm. Like, that voice shouldn't come out of that dude.
There's a couple of bands like that.
Yeah, that just don't match at
There's
all.
Greta Van Fleet, there's Coheed, there's I don't know if you guys ever listened to Thank You Scientist.
No,
heard of them.
No idea who that is.
It's kind of a Coheed situation.
Are they gentlemen?
Kinda.
They're a little genty.
They're this weird, like, jazz metal funk combo, like
the fusion thing going on.
Yeah, well, they started out in music school, so they've kind of got that thing happening where it's like, you know, like these insane instrumentations and like or orchestrations and whatnot. But the singer looks like he's bald dude, he's got a big beard, but he sounds kind of like Claudio Sanchez. Mm-hmm. So it's like Claudio, but in the exact opposite direction. Like, he looks like hardcore as shit, but he's got this really like high pitch, like, he's beautiful voice.
Yeah,
but he's another one of those guys that I'll look at and I'm like, one of these things just doesn't belong here.
Yeah. Gosh.
I did not watch the SNL thing. I'm on the opposite spectrum. When I heard their first like 6 songs by Greta Van Fleet, I actually really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And then
that EP that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was actually really good, and it was like, okay, I'm okay with you guys sounding like Led Zeppelin. That's fine, because like all music is made of pretty much the same chords. It's going to eventually be recycled anyway. Yeah. That's fine. I'm okay with that concept. It's the fact whenever you, like you said, blatantly say we're not inspired by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. It's like the biggest elephant in the room, and you're
tell
gonna
that
be
to
like,
whoever's dressing you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. But then like, I heard their new album, and the new album was just not that good.
I think the only song I heard from it was When the Curtain Falls, which is actually a really good track, but it's still very...
It's Led
Zeppelin, yeah.
Well, I heard somebody talk about it, and I haven't listened to the album, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an authority on it. But they said it's like seeing an image of Led Zeppelin. Mm-hmm. So like, it's kind of akin to the descriptions that I heard. I can't believe I'm about to talk about fucking No Man's Sky. It's a lot of
yes.
Oh no.
I'm not
my
saying his
dream
name.
realized.
It's people drew comparisons to the Greta Van Fleet full release that they were making about No Man's Sky when they could. So it's basically like a mile wide but an inch deep. Mm-hmm. So like they were saying that the content was there, like the execution was fantastic. Like if you were to listen to it, you're like, these are talented, seasoned musicians that understand how to craft a song. Mm-hmm. But when you listen to the content lyrically, it's an inch deep. Mm-hmm. Whereas when you go back and you listen to Zeppelin songs, I mean, those guys were writing poetry in their lyrics.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, you listen to the Greta Van Fleet stuff, and it's just, like, it's about girls and, just really, like, superficial topics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, with Led Zeppelin, they were writing some very much, I felt like I didn't need to read any of the J.R. Tolkien books.
That's right, yeah.
Whenever I listened to him, because, I forgot what song it was that they talked about. The darkest step of Mordor. I was like,
we're going to get butchered for not knowing the name of the Zeppelin song. Was it Misty Mountain Hop?
Dun, 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 dun,
no. Okay. I'm not going to dig myself into that hole.
That's why I'm being silent.
You think I saw?
Oh, boy.
Greta?
Well, anyway.
So we've been on a bit of a break. As you guys may have noticed,
we're giving JonTron a run for his money.
We are, and if only we could pull his comeback numbers, that would be amazing.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
I still haven't watched. And I'm gonna date this episode, but he just came out with that.
That
Dan
vodka,
Aykroyd, like Crystal Skull.
I gotta
vodka
be real
video.
honest. So like,
I didn't watch it.
There's something about the new stuff that he's uploading. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not feeling all the way. It almost feels like he's like trying too hard. I don't know what the old JonTron. God, I'm gonna sound like such an ass hat. The old JonTron. No, a little bit like.
You using Game Grumps.
Right up until he left, right? So like, one of the last videos he did, I think, was that workout video, the workout videos collection that he did, where it had like Mark Wahlberg on it and shit.
Oh yeah.
Everything up, and so like that episode was when he went on hiatus. And that episode's amazing. And all the stuff before it is amazing. Something about the stuff that he's got up now, like the past 3 videos that he's done, just aren't gelling with me, and I don't know why.
What were his latest 3?
So the first one, he did the Flex Seal 2 episode, which has literally like 10 minutes of just stupid. Like, the first 10 minutes of the video isn't even like the actual episode. It's just him being really meta about the reaction from the first Flex Seal that he did. And
the first Flex Seal video was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And then the second one he did, like, there's like 10 minutes of just like, are you gonna get to the episode, or are you just gonna self-indulge in this shit? And then
I haven't seen any of this.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on.
It's funny. Like, when he actually gets into the video, it's actually pretty funny. But the second thing he did was it was like a 10-minute video about Soulja Boy's game consoles. But like
I
the
saw
only
that.
thing that was
Okay, never
funny
mind.
about
I
the
did see that
episode
one.
was the actual like topic itself, which is Soldier Boy trying to sell bootleg game consoles for a shit ton of money.
I want to say that I saw the actual consoles that he was trying to sell in Walmart the other day.
Yeah, no, you
can buy them on Alibaba.
Yeah, you can get like the ones that he's selling. He's just relabeling them essentially, and they run like shit. Like the topic itself is fucking hilarious, but which
Full
I think
disclosure.
since then Nintendo has ceased and desist him.
Yeah, and those are no longer for sale. Full disclosure, I really wanted one. just to own that piece of gaming history. Yeah,
Soldier Boy color.
Soldier Boy console.
But and then the last one he did, the Dan Aykroyd thing. I don't know. It's not like
That podcast's
something
been around
about
for like.
it's not sitting with me right. Like not that like I'm like it's bothering me, but just something about the jokes themselves aren't like resonating like they used to.
He had gone through a bit of a controversy.
He did, yeah, he did. A political thing, I think. During
I'm trying to remember what the it was like during an interview or something. Like he had, he made the mistake of voicing some opinions in 2018, I'm assuming. And he had like disappeared for a while, and then he came back with those 3 videos. I mean, do you feel like maybe like part of that kind of
simmer it down?
Maybe like. Do you think he's trying to overshadow the controversy by trying really hard with his?
Maybe that might be what the issue is. Like it just seemed like the humor is slightly different. I don't know. Like I hope like if anyone's listening to this at home,
JonTron, I know you're listening. We love you.
I hope if anyone's listening to this podcast and has seen those episodes knows what I'm talking about. There's just like a different feel to those episodes recently. And I hope that maybe he's just like getting in the back of the groove of things since he's been gone for so long. That may be it. But I can't help it now that you mention it. I can't help but feel like maybe because of the whole outcry that people had with his comments that he like either reeled it back or he like is trying too hard. It's either or.
Well, I mean, it could be a combination of the two. Because, I mean, you take a break and I mean, you ask anybody who does any sort of performance or comedy or anything like that. Like, that's a muscle that you have to exercise, and you have to, like, continually work on that. Yeah. I mean, we know from experience, we had a recording session that will never see the light of day.
Already, as soon as you can't see it, folks. But as soon as he started talking about it, my eyes got real big, and I knew what he was going to talk about. God,
yeah, we
fun times.
I mean, we had this like weird moment of motivation in the middle of our hiatus, and like, let's fucking record something. We're getting the band back together. Yeah. And
sat down like, what is comedy?
we sat down and we were just like, this game is stupid. And I think we left that session less motivated than we were in the weeks preceding it.
Yeah, no.
It was just such
a build. It was like a build up to like something really exciting. Then you start doing it, and you're like,
we didn't live up to our own hype.
I've watched Packed House, and this isn't good.
Yeah.
But that's a weird thing that nobody talks about, is how hard it is to
get your groove back.
Yeah, basically, like there's a certain chemistry that if you don't maintain it, and if you don't exercise it regularly, like, I mean, literally, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's I think everybody's been there. I mean, I know we've had that happen when we were recording. I know you and Mark have probably had, y'all did some stuff that was like, we're doing this, okay, like,
which I'll say, it's like, for me, this is the first time I'm really doing something like this.
That's actually
and so like, I'm learning how, the number one is like definitely doing it with somebody I don't really know. Like whenever we first started, Eric and I didn't really know each other, so starting to do that with somebody I don't really know, trying to find where that chemistry is, and then being open and talking about, hey, is there something I'm doing wrong? Because I feel like I'm just rambling about things. And it's like, well, there's a pace to it, And so you have to sit there and be willing to take some criticism, definitely if, it's definitely the whole, if you haven't worked out that muscle in a while, which is that comedy bone, that funny bone, or anything like that worked out doing a let's play or things like that, you're not really going to find the pacing right away unless you do it a few times.
Yeah.
Pardon me for bringing music back up, but I mean, it's like, with Eminem, whenever he released his recent couple raps, rap CDs and things like that, people like sitting there, he's a little bit out of touch, and it's like, well, he is getting older, he's not the same person that he was in the early 2000s. So it's like, it's those things of just repetition and kind of that nature of repetition and practice that really kind of helps you hone in on what the craft is, and like, even whenever we went on that break, that's kind of like what we decided to do, was kind of like hone in on what we could do as a channel of, really like being able to, okay, what's our focuses, what's our strengths, what's our weaknesses, and what's a way to make us better as a whole and be back together.
Which is interesting, because I feel like you and I mean, all three of us obviously were facing that issue, but I feel like specifically you and I are like,
leave me out of it.
Who even are you?
I'm the new guy.
No, I think it's funny because you and I faced the same problem from opposing perspectives. Yeah. So like, you are having issues finding, that groove, that chemistry, because it was something that you weren't familiar with. Eric and I were having trouble finding that groove, finding that chemistry, because we knew what it was.
We're trying to find it again.
And like, it's kind of like when you play, fuck it. Let's just come back to music.
It's kind of like Greta Van Fleet.
Well, it's like, okay, so I've been playing drums for 20 years at this point. Like, if I don't play drums for an extended period of time, like, my muscles can't keep up with my brain. So like, it's a very frustrating process of like, I know that I should be able to execute at a certain level. And that's how I felt like we were going into the recording sessions after, being on break after a certain hiatus. It was like, Eric and I should be able to execute at this level. And when that didn't happen, it was like, well, shit. Like, what? But for somebody who, like, if you just picked up drums for the first time, you're not going to understand the language. You're not going to understand, the building blocks and, the things that make up how to play drums. So that's going to be its own frustration. So it's technically the same problem, but from two opposing perspectives. So it's I'm
just going to say, I'm an amazing air drummer, so I don't know where this is going at.
It's true. Mark is...
I can play the air drums like nobody's business. I got the air stick twirl down to a science.
It's impressive.
It's quite beautiful to behold.
I want to sketch it one day. But I have to learn how to sketch first.
John, can you draw me like one of your French girls?
I have, actually. I'll put that up on our Packed House Instagram. We can get banned immediately.
Yes, we'll get banned immediately.
What's everyone been up to? Like, as far as life?
Life?
Yeah. What's that? I felt like that was the next question.
I feel like all of our respective answers are just going to be work.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, work. I know at the beginning of this year, my life changed a little bit. I mean, I own a company now, so that's been fun.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm not going to throw shout-outs because don't need to do that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to sell. I bought Nike. You guys fired me. I bought Nike.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to be successful.
Yeah,
if you're an online content creator.
Yeah, you're not. So I bought Nike.
You'll get us labeled as sellouts immediately.
That is a weird.
I'm in a ska band.
Yeah, you are.
Something about ska.
And a good fucking ska band too. I don't give a shit what Mark says. Like he's got this like humility thing happening. His band's entertaining as shit. Mm-hmm. You have like this weird circus carnival of instrumentation happening. So rattle this up. So we got bass, drums, guitar, vocals.
Yep.
Trombone.
Mm-hmm.
A cellist.
Yes.
A flautist.
Yeah, that's a flute player. Unless if you don't know what a flautist
For you
is.
uncultured
I played the flout.
swine.
Play the flout. A flout.
A flutist.
Yeah,
A
flout.
keyboardist / mandolin player.
Yes.
Now one of those is combined.
You forgot drummer.
And drummer. So you have like 8 people.
Well, with
Right?
7, one person plays 2 instruments.
That's right. So 7 people on stage.
How the hell
and,
you
like,
fit all that in a venue?
It's impressive to watch.
You'll Tetris it up on stage.
Yeah, and I feel like we should probably play the Tetris theme while we're setting up. Because it's very interesting. Definitely with the cello player, because she needs a lot more distance than you think. Because the instrument's not huge, but that bow is ginormous.
She's got to have elbow room.
Oh man.
There was one show that we played, and she had to be set up right next to me, and she straight up hit me in the nuts with the bow. And it was, I think we played, it was outside gig, it was raining, midway through a song, she
First
hits
time
me in
Mark
the
ever
nuts.
sang on pitch. Like that falsetto you did in the middle.
She hit me in the nuts with the bow, water falls on my head, my board shorts out.
Good times. Sounds
Fun times.
Oh man, I just became I just got
Father.
licensed. Yeah, no, no. I just got licensed to lockpick in the state of Louisiana. That's exciting.
So lock your shit down.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's terrifying how quick I am with it now. My trainer was like, "Dude, you're you don't need a pick gun or anything to get that done faster." It's like, no, I got it.
Yeah, so pretty much, Eric's been
flex.
honing in his skills to break in your
Weird flex,
banks.
but okay.
So we're gonna break it.
Lady. So stupid.
Put that on your Tinder profile. I can pick your lock in no time.
It makes Amber happy, let me tell you.
How you doing, baby?
But that's a useful skill to have.
If I ever get locked out of my house, I guess, but...
Yeah.
That's,
You listen to
that's
tumblers, man.
That's like a legit trade.
I gotta admit, though, nothing's more embarrassing. Because I started unlocking cars first. That's what I started my job with.
Professionally.
Professionally,
Not just-
yes. Professionally, I unlock cars for a living.
Eric is not a car jack.
But,
He doesn't do that.
But he does jacketing cars.
He does jacketing cars.
But it's incredibly embarrassing. Fuck you. A month ago...
Ooh,
You good?
baby.
A month ago, I accidentally locked the keys of my car. My personal vehicle.
I was gonna say, tell me you locked it in the Papa Lock.
Oh,
car.
no.
That would have been
I
great.
did that right when I
Beautiful
started.
irony.
I did that first when I started, and I had to text my supervisor. I was like, "Don't tell anyone," but and he came by and he was like, "I'm not doing it for you. I'm gonna hand you my shit. You're gonna do it." All right.
That's awesome.
No, it happens. I've seen some weird shit doing that job.
I can only imagine.
I also changed tires, and there was an old man who needed his tire changed, and I showed up and he was like, "Yeah, so I have 2 nails in my tire." I was like, "Wow, that's really bad luck." He goes, "Yeah, there's a weird rubber strap connecting them both." I was like, "That's all right. We'll see what happens when I take the tire off." So I get the tire off.
Let your brain fill in the blanks.
Yeah, I rolled the tire to see what was going on, and I see the strap right in the center of the strap. There's a Crocs logo. It's like, what the fuck? Apparently, the back heel of a Crocs shoe, where they got those 2 nails, I guess, that go into the holes or whatever, punctured his tires, and just wrapped around the tire. So he had a Croc strap stuck into it.
You had a cock strap?
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold
cock
on.
strap. No,
Hold
Croc
on.
strap.
No, I think that guy was targeted because I don't know if I'm gonna out myself here. I own a pair of Crocs, and they're fucking delightful.
So I've heard. I don't own any.
They're great because if I'm bringing
don't make 'em
Valentine
anymore.
out to go to the restroom at 3 a.m, I just throw those things on and I don't give a shit what happens. Anyway. I promise you, those aren't nails holding that thing in. It's just 2 rubber grommets.
Yeah.
I think
Somebody
somebody
used a hammer and just forced it
okay,
in.
let's pursue this line of thought. So if you were going to like set a trap for someone or like basically make a homemade nail strip, that would be the perfect way. Because like you could just puncture 2 nails into the ends of the thing and just like lay it in the middle of the street.
Who's got it out for a nice old man though?
I mean, I'm not saying he was the target, but you're pretty much guaranteeing that person's gonna bop 2 holes in their tire, because nails don't just appear in Croc straps, you know.
Well, like, to me, it looked like he went probably to get that tire patched, and they were like, "Oh, we don't know what to do," and it was like some place that did, "Oh, we'll do it for $10," and okay, Croc strap, there you go, nailed it in, Croc strap, fill it in with some silly putty,
fill in this tire with nails. I think he was targeted. He's probably a KGB agent.
Probably, yeah.
KGB? What, we're in like early 80s here?
Maybe. You don't know. We live in weird times, man.
We do. We got a Cheeto as a president.
You leave Cheeto Mussolini out of this.
Cheeto Mussolini.
We just lost half of our audience.
Well, anyway.
Well, come on. Let's reel it in. Let's make this podcast great again.
Okay.
I mean, it's...
Okay, so the random thing, I was talking to you guys earlier, but I didn't want to say it. So the random thing I learned today, and it wigged me out, is that Goofy's not a dog.
Oh, we're hopping like right into Kingdom Hearts. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm like, no. I'm not going to let. This is just a Goofy fact. It doesn't have to be a Kingdom Hearts fact. It's a Goofy fact.
Mark's Goofy fact.
He is not a cow.
Goofy is a cow.
He's not a cow.
He is a cow.
Look it up.
I did.
He's not a cow.
He's a cow.
Guys,
No,
stop
that
fighting.
was a. Look, I'm gonna look it up right now. We're gonna settle this now.
It's on WaltDisney.com.
Audience, what do you think Goofy is? Leave your answer in those comments below.
All right.
Oh, Sora.
Man, this nice dead air while Eric looks
Doom,
at
doom,
Yeah.
doom,
So
doom,
what have I been doing? Like I said, work. Yeah, work. I feel like I work all the time. We got a new puppy, little Valentine. She's a little golden retriever. She's 9 weeks as of today. And I love her as much as I hate her sometimes. She's doing puppy stuff. What else?
Puppy stuff.
Puppy stuff.
What's so cool about puppy stuff?
While he's looking that up, Mark, you been playing anything interesting?
Actually, yes. You and I have been playing something interesting as of last night. We're going to go ahead and date it real quick. Yeah, we played the Division 2 beta last night, and I think, John, you said it best by it's like a new pair of your favorite shoes.
Yep, it feels like slipping on a new pair of your favorite shoes. I feel like Division 2, at least from what I've played of it so far, feels like how a company should handle a sequel. It's like enough of the original to feel familiar and comfortable while adding in like a bunch of new stuff, new graphics, new location. But like I didn't feel like there was any awkward like getting to know you phase with the game.
Like for me, the thing was just like jumping back into the world and getting reacclimated with the controls was about it. But I feel like it actually listened to what people's criticisms were and made the changes that was requested. You know, like the menu systems, they're a lot more streamlined.
Yeah.
The way that you walk into and out of the base of operations is more streamlined. You know, you don't no longer have this like this like load screen as you walk in. You actually get to walk into the base of operations with your friends, and they don't just randomly disappear.
I always thought that was a weird sort of game quirk with the first one, that like you technically occupy the same place, but different at the same time. Like you couldn't be in the base of operations at the same time.
I think it was because, by the way, Goofy's a dog. We're moving on. I found it on a website. It said it was false. Moving on.
Was it Snopes?
It was what?
If it's not Snopes, I don't believe it.
It was Snopes.
If you can't see it, I'm really, really giving Eric the middle finger as hard as I can right now.
Shaking it back and forth like an old man.
Oh, but I think it was because you would like level up your base with different elements, and you could do it whatever order you wanted to. So it'd be weird if people walked in and you had something set up, but in theirs they didn't. You know.
So like what they did to kind of counteract that in this one is they put it outside that screen, outside the base of operations.
Oh, okay.
Right. So now whenever you walking in, you're in your game, you're able to see what your screen is. You know. The random funny fact that you start off your base of operations the White House, which is really cool. It's like, oh, cool, White House. You know, you go, oh, look, it's the Oval Office. You know, Bill Clinton got a blowjob right there. You know,
is it really oval?
Literally,
it was oval.
Okay.
It's, I mean, that
super oval.
You heard it here first.
Oval. The shape.
Good night,
the shape
folks.
of the day. The shape of the day is oval.
No, I mean, how many sequels for games have been worse than the first? Destiny 2 is the only one I can think of off the top of my head. I don't know.
You find Destiny 2 is worse than the first?
Yes.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Okay. Man.
Castlevania for the NES.
Yeah. Second one's wasn't it Simon's
Quest?
I've heard
they
it's
tried
bad.
to turn it into an RPG and just
didn't do it.
Just failed.
It's not part
miserably.
2. It's not part 2, but it's a sequel. You know, Fallout 76 pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not.
I kind of whispered that. I'll say it again. Fallout 76 is pretty bad.
Which is funny because I remember when Fallout 76 came out, and I see you like. You got a fucking you're grinning.
I'm
your
not
teeth
gonna
right
look
now.
away. I'm gonna face this one head on. I championed the shit out of that game.
Yeah, because so here's what happened. I remember that game came out and people bashed the shit out of it, and y'all two were like, "I don't know what they're talking about. This game's fantastic." And I watched y'all slowly start to be like, "This game actually does kind of suck." Because it just got worse over time, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, like they would. It was always one step forward, two steps back. The reason that I railed against everybody on the outset was I felt like there was a huge issue of mob mentality. Like a few influential people said, "Oh, this game is garbage."
It was like a bandwagon thing.
Yeah, and then everybody else was like,
do that.
"Yeah, they said it's garbage, so it's garbage." But the thing that really bothered me was the people who were super upset about not having any single player elements, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't a Fallout game." Like, no shit. Like they
said that from the
never
start,
claimed that it was going to be a mainstream or a main line entry Fallout game. It's not like they pulled a bait and switch and like, you know, Todd Howard came out and said, "This is gonna be Fallout 5," and then it's all online, bitches. Like, no, they were very clear that this is going to be an offshoot. This is something that we're going to try. And it's something that I personally have wanted in a Fallout game since Fallout 3 came out.
I mean, people have been wanting a Bethesda game to be multiplayer. And Elder Scrolls Elder Scrolls Online doesn't count because it wasn't made by Bethesda. People wanted an actual, like, Bethesda multiplayer Skyrim type or Fallout type thing.
You know, that's the point that I made. Excuse me.
Well said.
When I did.
That's staying in.
Fuck yeah, it's staying in. When I did the that episode of Yeah But Seriously, shout out to Yeah But Seriously.
Yeah.
You should go check them out.
Adam and Ahmed.
Yeah But Seriously.
YBS.
You should subscribe to. I don't know. Shit. Fuck.
Really?
Shit fuck.
I suck at promotions. Just go like their shit. They're awesome.
They're cool dudes.
The point that I made was they could have just taken Fallout 4 or the Fallout New Vegas template, which I know they wouldn't go back to New Vegas. So Fallout 4, you could have taken that and just added 3 extra players. And that would have been everything that I could have possibly ever wanted in a Fallout multiplayer experience. I just wanted to be able to experience Fallout with a couple of buddies. Kudos to them for wanting to try something different. And I think that's another thing that bothers me is that, yes, Bethesda is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with them right now, but they just I don't think they knew how to handle the amount of backlash that they got. But like I feel like very torn about it, because on one hand, yes, I want them to put out a good product, and I want them to be transparent, and I want them to back up the product that they put out. But at the same time, I don't want them to lose that willingness to experiment. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like if we never experiment and
we never find out anything,
if you don't put yourself out there to fail, then you'll never try something new. Like if people had never experimented with massive multiplayer games, like we wouldn't have MMOs. If Doom hadn't come out, or Wolfenstein 3D hadn't come out and said, I want the camera to be in this dude's head, we wouldn't have first person shooters.
It's just a case, I feel it's just a case of them wanting to take something that they had and rework it that didn't work out. Mm-hmm. Like a perfect example of a good iteration of that is the new God of War.
Yeah, the new God of War is amazing.
Reworked how that game works, and it's amazing.
Deserved Game of the Year. Deserved it.
But this just they had a lot of moving parts that they wanted to work that just didn't work out right.
Yeah. And I feel like they handled it in a really prideful way, which was like, no, this is fine. Everything's fine. Like, no, admit that things are kind of shit. Like, even if this game does fail, like, I hope they have the mental and emotional fortitude to be like, we tried something and it didn't land.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, this is the thing with it, though. Did it fail? They made their money. People bought it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your definition of success.
A lot of people bought
this one, but will people buy the next iteration of product?
Well, it makes me worry for the next mainline entry of Fallout.
Well, and it should. My thing with the backlash that you're talking about and them not answering, I feel like there wasn't a contingency plan that what if this game shits the bed?
Yeah.
And so, like, there wasn't that whole entire planning of, okay, how are we going to attack this from this angle? And kind of they just say, no, just stand to your guns that we made this game. Kind of like...
I think it was just hubris.
Yeah. It's like, I kind of feel like that's what they did, because they didn't really keep in hindsight that there would be as much backlash, because the culture's a little bit different than what it was whenever, like, the previous Fallout games came out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now it's like I can tweet directly at Bethesda and say, hey, Bethesda, you messed this up.
Yeah.
My personal takeaways of why I didn't enjoy the game, I hated playing that game by myself. Like, it didn't really, unless you played it, unless you play it with, like, 2 to 3 people, the game's not fun.
Well, even the last couple of sessions that we had where we were all in a group, there was such a disconnect in our leveling system.
Yeah.
Or in the leveling system. Like, I think you're still level...
I'm still like a level 16.
Level 16. I think I'm at like 45. Matt's like level 90 something. So like, just there's no way to bridge that gap and for it to still be fun. Mm-hmm. And even if we were, like, how many times do I say, okay, but what are we doing now?
Exactly. Well, it's like this is literally for the last 3 sessions I think we played together on that game, which we haven't played it in like a month and a half. But the last 3 sessions we played, I pretty much just said I'm the tourist with you guys, because I can't do anything. Because it's all leveled up to Matt's levels.
Oh no!
And nobody likes being that guy.
Yeah, so it's like I'm the tourist. So if I die, just let me die.
Yeah, me either. That's why I don't play Destiny with Eric anymore.
That was one time. That
was enough.
We played Destiny 2. That was much better.
You know what? We did get pay. You did sort of get semi payback whenever he jumped into the division with us, and he couldn't do anything.
That was nice. You got to feel like a little bit of retribution. Yeah. Although you'll be happy to know that in the Division 2 they did a soft what do you call it?
Soft level boost.
Yeah, so like if you're just starting out and Mark and I are level, 25, whatever.
They'll boost me up for whatever
boost
level.
You up.
Okay.
And that way everybody can still have fun together.
That's
again, little additions that go a long way. Like I'm super positive about the Division.
Now, don't get us wrong. The reason we're going to be coming back around the time when this stuff come out is not because Division 2 is coming out. Because I know we streamed a lot of the Division before we went on hiatus. That's not the main reason.
No, we just said there's no Division to play. Fuck it, we're not a channel.
But the funny thing...
Ever heard of Ark?
Oh, God.
Dude, no lie. I, just out of pure morbid curiosity the other day, fired up Ark.
Yeah.
And I just, like, fucking PTSD. I was just like, no! No!
You know that game's out on the Switch?
Yes.
Holy shit,
I can't
it
imagine
looks like ass.
how terrible that game looks
it
and
looks
plays on the
god-awful.
Switch.
Oh, okay. Pause. I'm going to date it again real quick. Because you said Switch. What's up with Xbox Live coming to the Switch?
So I haven't read into that, but I did see the headline, though, that Xbox Live is on the Switch now, which is fucking bizarre.
Well, it's coming. It's not there yet.
okay,
it's
it's
coming
coming.
to the Switch. Which is like the thing I read in the article was something about their you'll be able to stream Xbox games on the Switch.
Well, like a Vita? Like a...
Okay.
Like that's what it played on. So I feel like Nintendo's like leaning into that whole like multi-platform thing with the Switch,
Which I think is great.
Nintendo's been really progressive lately with...
Yeah, like scary progressive.
Yeah, like...
Keep waiting for that other shoe to drop.
They finally added... well, I say finally added, but... You know, like, when the Switch came out, they added multiplayer, like, online multiplayer, like, subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where they have old classic NES games that you
Now,
can
we'll
play.
say that is quite a few steps forward. One major step back because of how the
Virtual
chat
comp.
function there.
Oh, yeah. I
haven't
wish
really-
they would figure out chat functionality. I don't know
You
what's
have
so
to
hard
use
about
your
that.
smartphone. It basically works like a phone chat app. Like, you have to download the Nintendo app, and all of your voice communication goes through your phone.
You might as well
very
just
bizarre.
Skype someone or use
Yeah,
Discord.
or just call.
Okay, that really doesn't make sense because like look, the Switch. Granted, we all have one, but like to me, a lot of the games on the Switch are marketed to kids.
Yeah.
You know, like my nephew, 9 years old, has a Switch and he loves it to death and he plays everything on it. But a 9-year-old doesn't have a cell phone.
Well, I think my nephew did at 9.
I
Not like
literally
a
saw,
not like
I
a
saw
fully
like
functioning cell phone.
I
but-
literally saw like a 10-year-old 2 days ago just walking around with a new iPhone. I was like,
Oh, that's weird.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well,
guys, we are. I'm sorry, Mark. Did you have a?
I had one thing I wanted to talk about, but
go ahead. We'll finish off for your
42 minutes into our 30-minute
are we
podcast.
42 minutes into it? Well, I guess
Final thoughts. What's your? We'll each pick like one last thing that we want to talk about, and
I thoroughly love Apex Legends. As far as battle royales go, that is a fine-tuned beast that came out of nowhere.
a couple rounds that I played, I did really enjoy.
It's the only battle royale game that I enjoy.
I don't like it when you say battle royal. I'm just gonna put that out.
Well, that's how it's pronounced.
I thought it was battle
Royale.
royale, like with cheese.
Damn it! You stole my joke. I'll know. You know, it's battle royal. I'll know.
Sugar water.
Yeah,
I sure. Yeah.
but no, I that was surprising that came out. I'm gonna date it, but this week, and
I think we've said we're gonna date it.
yeah,
we don't care.
Date the shit
we
out
should
of this.
we're on the 4th date now. It's going well.
That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
4 dates in. Well, no, I agree. I think,
You're not a big fan of battle royale games.
Well, I was. Like, if you remember, I bought Players Unknown Battlegrounds.
oh yeah, which you refuse to
Before
still
it
call
was
it
like-
PUBG.
No, that's the dumbest fucking. Ugh.
Yo, bro.
I just feel
Hey, you
douchey
playing
when I
PUBG,
say
bro?
PUBG.
You playing PUBG, bro?
No, I bought it before it was PUBG.
Yeah,
like it
that was
was like
before they
super
started blowing
early
up.
in the in its life cycle, and I remember thinking, this is a really neat concept. Like, this is super cool. I could get behind this. I remember telling you guys about it in chat, and then I don't remember when the scales tipped and it exploded, and then it just became like, I'm a PUBG streamer. Like, I don't know if that's like this weird like teenage rebellion thing that I have going on where I hate anything that becomes popular. But I don't know, like, because like not to sound all hipstery, I fucking founded Fortnite. Like, I had the fucking founders pack.
Physical copy of Fortnite
I still have a physical copy.
When it was,
of Fortnite.
I think it was just called Save the World. Was their campaign?
Save the World, and it was a wave-based zombie shooter. And
we have
like,
a stream of y'all playing Fortnite before Battle Royale was a thing
cool.
for it.
Bitches.
You used to see John's beard wax. It's going great.
That copy is very expensive now.
I know. It's using it as a coaster right now.
It's like what I do with the Saw movies.
Piss off some 12-year-old. He's like, but like it frustrates me. Like, that frustrates me about myself. That like the second something hits like uber popularity, I'm just like,
that's for a lot of people. When something exceeds the amount of popularity that you feel for it, you're like, okay, this needs to stop.
Like, can I get real for a second? That worried the shit out of me when Ninja Sex Party played Conan.
Oh,
because like,
you're like, don't ruin this one.
Well, like, I've been a huge Ninja Sex Party fan. Ninja Sex Party. I've been a huge Ninja Sex Party. Like, I remember, God, I started listening to them in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Attitude
like
City?
No, that was pre-Attitude City. Like, right before their second album came out, is when I discovered them. And like, I remember trying to tell everybody about this stupid band that I fell in love with. All these things about dicks and like fucking and stuff. And like, everybody looked at me like I was an idiot. And, you know, now they're playing Conan, and like they're doing these world tours, and they're selling out, you know, 2,000, 5,000 seat venues.
Number one Billboard comedy
album. Like, what, 2 albums in a row?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm super excited for them, but there's also that like that other feeling that comes along with it, where people are asking me if I've ever heard of Ninja Sex Party. I'm like, motherfucker, if you only knew how long I've been listening to Ninja Sex Party. Like, I remember, and she's gonna hate me for saying this, I used to try to get Kelly to listen to Ninja Sex Party when we first started dating, and she thought it was the dumbest shit she'd ever heard. And now, like,
now she's a huge fan.
Danny Sexbang is her pass. And understandably so. The guy's devilishly handsome. His voice is like butter. But that's like a weird thing that I have to like try and keep in check.
Mm-hmm.
That like, just because something becomes popular doesn't mean that it's not mine anymore, quote unquote. And yeah, that happened with PUBG. It happened with Fortnite. I was super scared that it was going to happen with Ninja Sex Party. Thankfully, they're awesome dudes, and it doesn't seem like they've let their meteoric rise to popularity go to their heads yet.
You didn't need to add the yet.
And the future's not written.
I guess my final thoughts. Final thing was, I've been playing the final Kingdom Hearts game, Kingdom Hearts 3. Been kind of waiting for that one.
Your last like quick topic is
it's quick. It's going to be really quick because
like
John has, you know, it's 13 years in the making, and you know, I feel like I'm playing a Pixar game. Like, I feel like I'm playing a Pixar movie. The way that they did the graphics are beautiful. The gameplay is fantastic. The only thing I wish is they wouldn't let you use the attractions every 30 seconds. That would be great. You know, actually like build up more towards the attractions instead of making it that easy.
I wish there was an explanation for them.
Oh, they're all Disney World rides. I
remember asking Ben, like, is there a reason why you're going to spawn a fucking neon pirate ship? Nope.
Ben's still alive, by the way.
He is.
Yeah, Ben.
He's alive in our hearts.
He's in the closet.
He's at a crawfish boil.
We locked him in the closet.
We're gonna have him on the next podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not.
No,
I'll keep making that promise. Though.
But my biggest complaint, and I want to end it right here.
He's got a crawfish boil that week.
Just said that.
My biggest complaint on Kingdom Hearts though. It's like I love the game. Don't get me wrong. The biggest complaint: why the fuck did you have to put the whole Frozen song "Let It Go" in there? Did you really need to put the whole freaking
Small
"Let It Go"
spoilers.
song? I don't care. I don't care. You know what? I will spoil the fuck out of it because fuck that goddamn song. I'm tired of hearing it. I probably should just let it go, but I'm not going to.
Disney must have had like a deal with Square.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Let me
The
back
whole
up.
game. I think Disney had a hand in this game, you guys.
Shut up.
I don't know, they should make 20 or 30 more games. We'll see.
Yeah. I hate you. Let's end it here.
Well, it's one of
That got dark.
I got dark. Oh no,
together,
it's
let's
I know where Eric was going with it because I feel like Disney kind of was like, you know what, we're gonna give you like this taste of like some Toy Story and taste.
I feel like
of,
Disney was like, yeah, you can get Frozen, but you got to put in the song because it's gonna make us a lot of money.
Well, it's not only that, you have to make it the longest world in the game.
Nope, it's not.
Okay, I haven't
I
played
don't want to
enough
spoil
yet.
it, but yeah, one of the worlds that I'm on right now, holy shit, it has its own leveling system.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for hanging out for our 50-minute, half-hour.
it's like the 10-minute power hour.
It could be a Kingdom Hearts game. It's 50 minutes over 30 minutes.
Over 2 days.
Over 2 days combined chain of, I don't know. Fuck Kingdom Hearts.
Drip drop poopings.
drip 30 minutes. But yeah, thanks.
Free.
This was fun. I'd like to do this more often. I like.
Thank you
these
for
sort
listening
of-
to Immature.
we should start a YouTube channel.
Immature Hour 2.9. I appreciate it.
We'll call ourselves demonetized. I'm John,
I'm Eric.
And I am Mark.
and y'all have a good one.